Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy TRUEDBZ back with another video, and today this is kind of a special upload because this is actually going to be a re-upload of my new Dragon Ball Fighters tier list. So this upload is a very cut down version of my stream I did yesterday, and I wanted to make it as streamlined as possible. You know, cutting out all like the filler and the extra comments and stuff like that. So I kept the original opinions of the characters in the video, whereas like if we went into depth like through the chat, or I just found more stuff to talk about, I cut all that stuff out because it would just make the video like really long, and it's already, from the looks of it, it's probably over an hour long video still. So I literally cut it down to its bare essentials. So this is the best I could do in terms of time. I just want to say that this tier list is my opinion, and I will stick by it. I am not remaking this tier list again because people disagree with me. I vowed to not do that again after last time. If you do disagree with my tier list, or just have an opinion on where and why I placed a character where, please comment down below. I read all the comments on my channel, and if there's room for discussion, then I will discuss it with you. But if you're just gonna go out of your way to insult me, or say I'm stupid, or you know, just say I just don't know what I'm talking about without providing evidence, you can just leave that at the door, because I'm just not going to respond, because I respond to discussions and questions, not insults. But, you know, this tier list, I already know this tier list is going to be highly controversial with some of my picks and why I said what I said. But it is what it is. It's just a video game at the end of the day. So, with that being said, I will link the original stream in the description if you want to hear more thoughts on characters and my, you know, how I match the characters and stuff, like in between cuts. Because I actually did cut out a lot of stuff when I was talking about the other characters. So I did cut out a lot of extra things I talked about. So if you want to see it in full, please be sure to click the link in the description. And yeah, if you're gonna question or ask, if you're gonna criticize my tier list, I highly recommend watching the stream as well, because if you haven't seen the stream already, there might be something that I addressed on stream and not in the video because I had to cut it out. So I highly recommend watching both, or just going straight to the stream, you know, for the full context, and then come back and ask questions, because sometimes if you ask questions that are already answered on the stream and it's not in the video, then it could just be really confusing. So I recommend watching the stream and then coming back and asking any questions. This is just here just to get a more streamlined version of my tier list. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Sayonara. Can't wait for a new tier list and how you evolved around this new meta. Yeah. Here's the thing about me, is that this might sound weird, but I'm much more of a labber than a player, if that makes sense. Like, I lab a lot of stuff when it comes to like Krillin and synergy with him and characters around that I don't really play as much as I should. So I just want to make that apparent right now, that some of my viewpoints might be a little bit skewed because I'm not a tournament player, or even an online tournament player. So it's like some things I might like get wrong, or just have the wrong interpretation. But I do watch pretty much, well, not every tournament for Dragon Ball, but I watch a lot of Dragon Ball. So I understand the game. I just don't play it as much as I should, because of work and all that other stuff. Also, no rollback doesn't help either, so, you know. Okay. So, what is the inspiration for this tier list? So, if you guys may or may not know, I watch a lot of fighting games, and specifically content creators, and this tier list format is actually inspired by a content creator known as Lord Knight. You may know him for his content on Guilty Gear Strive and on Dragon Ball FighterZ back when he previously played it. And he actually came up with this brand new format for tier lists, and it was actually really interesting the way he explained it. And I feel like this is probably a better generalized tier list format instead of having the numbers, I mean not the numbers, the letters being like objective layers for characters. I feel like this is way more generalized. I mean, you still get the same thing with which characters are stronger, but it feels less about like, oh yeah, this character is definitively stronger than this character, and more so like this character, it is better than the other, but they're still like within the same like range, and most characters are usable. We're going to start in alphabetical order. Well, actually, first we're gonna change the names of here, because I feel like these names over here, I feel like relevant is a good name for this tier. Counter picks don't really exist in Dragon Ball, at least in my experience. There's never been a time where I said, man, this character doesn't match up well with this character. And that's mostly due to it being a team game, and most characters can cover their weaknesses with assists and special tag and stuff like that. So I never really had to counter pick a character against somebody else. So I'm gonna change this to character specialist. So I'm gonna change this to character specialist, and then I'm gonna keep this as relevant, and then I'm gonna change this to meta, because meta is a pretty common word when it comes to Dragon Ball and ranking characters. So I feel like meta works more than win, you know? So we're gonna go down in alphabetical order because that's how the list is here. So Android 16. So Android 16 is actually a character I've been we'll get to Ginyu. But Android 16 has been a character I've been on a high on for, honestly, for like since my last tier list. I've been really interested in playing Android 16 a lot. Like he's part of my main team, that being Blue, Vegeta, Krillin, and 16. And I really like this character, so I'm gonna place him in relevant. I don't think he's quite meta tier because he does have some issues. His frame data isn't like, on the faster side. He has slower buttons and negative frames, and he doesn't really have a tight block string into specials. So you kind of have to really like condition your opponent in order for 16's offense to work, but also keep his block string safe. And then also against very flexible characters that can move around the screen very easily, like Vegeta, Android Lab Coat 21, I'll probably say Android 17 as well. Like characters that can move across the screen really fast can outspeed 16, like overall. But I definitely wouldn't call his neutral bad. But I really have high hopes for this character. Like his assists, both of his assists are really good. He does good damage. His meter gain is pretty average overall. Like he makes 1.5 bars per combo, which is pretty average. He uses special tag really well. Like he is really good with special tag. and he's just a really good character overall. I really like 16. Some people might say this is too high for the character, but I really think he's that good. Android 17. He is relevant. I think overall 17, I could be convinced that 17 should be in the meta tier, just because of how good his assist is. His rekkas are really fast. His barrier like he can cancel his barrier from his rekka, meaning he's good against guard cancel, super dash. Like, he beats a lot of system mechanics. The reason why I have him lower, and this might change, I might actually move him up to meta, depending on how I shape things. But right now, the reason why I have him in irrelevant is, number one, his normals are really stubby. Kind of like Krillin, he has stubby normals, but his specials kind of make up for it. He's not, I don't want to say he's limited, because he has good synergy with a lot of the top tiers. But when I played the character, and I've dabbled in 17 a little bit, it always felt like there was something missing. And I don't know what it is. It might have just been just me as a player, but like, something always felt missing about 17 and the way I played the game. So, like, my opinion could switch with 17. He's definitely strong enough to be a meta character, but I feel like he's like the very top of relevant. Like, he's really close. And it also, I think the fact that people have gotten used to fighting 17 now, so a lot of his like knowledge checks with his rekkas and his barriers are not easy to deal with, but a lot more players are used to it by now. Like, back then, like, 17 was hot on the scene. Most people didn't even know how to deal with him, and his assist pretty much carried a lot of players. Let's just be real. His A assist kind of carried people. But now I think everybody's pretty used to 17 now, and you know, he's just a lot easier to deal with. He's still really good, but I just think over time this character has just dropped off a little bit, just a little bit. He's still really good with the top tiers though. Still really good with top tiers. Alright. This one might be my very first hot take, but I think 18 is a meta character. Yo, what's up, Avinator? So this might be a hot take, but I think 18 is a meta character. I could be convinced to say she's relevant, but I really do think she's one of the brand new meta characters of the game right now. Like, I don't know what they were thinking when they were buffing 18. But I feel like 18 was due to be a top tier, like, just over time with the amount of buffs that they gave her. Like, if you look at each patch, like, they pretty much gave 18 some really good stuff, like, little by little, and eventually she was just gonna be a top tier character. Like, eventually it was gonna happen. Her 17 changes over time, just makes her combos more flexible and consistent. Her neutral is a lot better because her destructo disc got faster over time, more blocks done. It goes through regular ki blast, it pierces, it applies chip damage, which a lot of moves don't really have a lot of chip damage, which is kind of an issue. But her neutral isn't bad because she also has 17 barrier, which she can jump cancel as well. So, like, she's good in neutral, she's good up close because she has a command grab. She has a standing low and a 2L low. And she has probably the best level 3, if not, well, she's in the top 3 level 3 in the game. I think Krillin holds the very best level 3, but 18 is definitely number 2. You can argue she's number 1, but I think Krillin overshadows her just because, I mean, look at it. I literally create videos on Krillin's level 3 specifically, so I'm kind of biased, but come on now. Come on. Yeah, I really think 18 is a meta character right now. Okay. This, I don't know if this would be a hot take or not, but I think Android 21 is slightly better than 17. Very slightly. It's like, it's so close together. It is so close together. You can argue either or is better. I won't really care, but I think 21 overall is just slightly better. I was like, when I was mentally preparing for this tier list, I was thinking about putting her in meta because I do think people downplay the character a lot. Ever since they nerfed her level 3, everybody is like dooming on this character, and I'm like, bro, this character still has some of the best normals in the game. She has incredible mix-ups. She has a command grab. Like, her combos are easy. She still has her steals. They didn't nerf that. Like, this character is still a top tier character, and everybody's like, oh, she's so mid, and I'm just like, excuse me, like what? Like, this character's not top tier anymore? Like, what's going on here? But this might be a hot take, maybe, but I still think 21 is still a top tier. She might not be meta, but she's definitely still top tier. People really either hated or loved that level 3, and when it was gone, people downplayed the fuck out of this character. And I ain't for it. I think this character is still good. Still one of the best characters in the game ever. And people need to stop downplaying her. Bardock. Okay. I might have a lot of hot takes on this tier list. Once again, I'm very early in this tier list, so things might change. But Bardock, he's probably niche tier. Like, I'm like, here's the thing. I'm tempted to put Bardock as a character specialist, like in that tier, because he does have some good stuff in his kit, right? His normals are good, his assist spread is good, both A and B are really good assists. He can force plus frames on an opponent with his Tyrant Lancer. His EX Lariat is literally the best clash option in the game. Like if you 6M Bardock, like you don't fight Bardock on a 6M. Like, you just don't fight Bardock, because he'll just EX Lariat and he wins automatically. But outside of that, like, Bardock doesn't really like fulfill a role on a team, because his damage is pretty average. His meter gain isn't that great, and he doesn't have like an OD assist to carry a team. So it's like, if you play Bardock, like if you're a Bardock main, if any of you guys mains Bardock, like, what do you play Bardock specifically for, outside of just liking the character? Because for me, in my perspective, Bardock doesn't fulfill a role on a team. He just feels like he's on the team, right? But I'm just curious on what you guys think of Bardock. This might be a hot take, and I'm willing to be in discussion, but that's just how I see it. How I see Bardock right now. Beerus. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Because here's the thing about Beerus, right? Beerus is such an odd character to judge, because he feels like a gimmick character, but a jack of all trades character. And let me explain. Like, his whole gimmick is the orbs, right? His orb setups, like forcing people to super dash and reflect and then punishing them, or, you know, doing his little kick move with the orbs to bait reflect and stuff like that. Like, he has good gimmicks, but he also feels like a generalist because he has good assists, He has good damage. His neutral is good. Oh, his neutral is okay. I would say it's okay. Full screen Beerus isn't really a threat, but like mid range, he's kind of good because you know you can set up orbs and then knock them in the opponent. So like Beerus kind of feels like a generalist, but he feels like a gimmick too, which is weird. So like people might get mad about this, but I'm leaning towards this. This is what I'm leaning towards. It might look absurd to put 16 over Beerus, but I think 16 is just a lot more straightforward, and his pros are more consistent than Beerus. Because of Beerus' orb setups, you kind of have to, not guess, because he does have legit 50-50s, but because his orbs are orbs, Super Dash, Reflect are still an option. So it's like, it's weird. It's weird to judge this character. And plus, I'm not a Beerus main, so everything I talk about is through an outsider's perspective. So it's really hard to judge this character, for me personally. I definitely don't think he's meta. I definitely wouldn't consider him meta because his neutral full screen isn't threatening. I could definitely say that. Beerus full screen isn't threatening. He's not threatening at all. I don't fear a Beerus player full screen at all. DBS Broly. Oh, this is tough. The easy answer is this. This is the easy answer for DBS Broly. But he feels so close to relevant, I'm willing to put him at the very end. Because like his damage is outrageous. His neutral can suffer because all of his projectiles are on the slower side. But you know, he still has access to super jump, float, and stuff like that. And he still has Ki Blast and a beam, which characters that don't have those are weaker just by nature. So the fact that he actually has it, you know, is still good. You agree with DBS Broly? With no support, it's a no-go? Yeah. But like, here's the thing, like, Broly's solo, which means he has limit break as well. If we're talking about like, you know, solo Broly with nobody on the team, he has access to limit break. DBS Broly literally 2-touches you. Like, everybody 2-touches you, but Broly legit 2-touches you off of every starter. Like, some characters can only 2-touch off of like really solid hits. Like characters like, in my opinion, Teen Gohan, Base Vegeta, Blue Vegeta, UI Goku. Like, these characters 2-touch you, but they need clean ass hits in order to get it. Whereas DBS Broly, like, specifically as the anchor or solo character with limit break, he touches you, you freaking die. And I feel like, I mean, you could argue like his offense, like, in order to get to that stage, you know, you have to go through neutral, which Broly is subpar at, and then once he gets in, his buttons are good, but his actual mix-up, being his command grab, you know, being slower than Z Broly's, is just weaker by nature. But I'd argue that the fact that Broly hits you so hard, it's literally a mental stack on the opponent, into which they have to pick an option, because they can't just sit there and block Broly forever, because eventually he's gonna get you, and when he gets you, you freaking die. He can 2-touch, but he's gotta touch you. Yeah, exactly, which is his problem. except 2L. All his neutral tools are very bad compared to the rest of the cast. I think his 5S is good. Like frame data wise, like up close, I think it's like -6 or something. But in terms of its speed, it's still pretty good for a 5S. It's still good. I mean, having a good 5S is already good enough. Like his beam being as slow as it is definitely an issue. But his in my opinion, his 5S is still good enough to where his neutral is subpar, but I wouldn't say it's bad. Alright, Dragon Ball Z Broly. Oh, this is tough. Ooh, people, would this be a hot take, bro? I don't know. You know what? You know what? This is hard. This is really hard. I'm so tempted to put this motherfucker in meta because people downplay this character so hard, and I just want to do this just to spite them. People downplay the fuck out of Z Broly, and I'm so mad. All right, I'm gonna be conservative and just put him here. I'm gonna play it safe. People just like 21 downplay the fuck out of Broly now, and I don't understand why. It's like, yeah, they nerfed his 5S and his 5M, but he has a 2L look, not 2L low. He has a 2L that's 0. 0, bro. You can't mash on that. It's 0, dude. Like, bro, you cannot tell me that's not good enough, bro. And his offense is still good, nevertheless. His frame data is still good. Like, people downplay this character so hard. Like, they didn't fix his major issue of him not doing consistent good damage, but that's okay for a character like this, where his offense is literally just that good. It's okay for him to not have the best damage in the game. He has some of the best neutral tools in the game. Eraser Blow and 5S still, to this day, is still probably the best Ki Blast in the game. Like, people downplay him so hard that I'm willing to do this just to spite them. I'm willing to do that just to spite people. But I know that's not true, because lab code exists. That's the only thing keeping this character down is lab code 21. She is literally keeping this character in check. If she didn't exist, Broly would still be a meta character. Even with the 5S and the 5M nerfs. Or not 5M, 2M nerfs. He would still be a meta character without lab code. Actually, she's more flexible than Broly. Actually, I would put Broly here. Actually, but yeah, Broly is still a menace. He is still good, and people that downplay him are just coping because they nerfed his 5S, which wasn't even a big deal anyway. Because you could just end with Eraser Blow. You can end with the Eraser Blow, and he's safe. So, alright, Ginyu. So, this might be my hottest take. Well, it depends on how you stand in the game. But this might be my hottest take yet. I think Ginyu is relevant. His Ginyu Force calls goes through all projectiles, so you can't stop him. His damage is really high, like comparable to DBS Broly. Like, they're just that comparable. His neutral is fine because, like I said, Ginyu Force. The only thing he's kind of lacking is normals, like, overall his frame data is fine, but, you know, they're not like Vegeta or Lab Code or Majin 21 level. You know, he has good normals, but they're nothing to write home about. And also, he can body switch with you. So if Ginyu doesn't work out on your team, or you're just getting steamrolled, bro, Ginyu, they buffed Ginyu's ability to body change so much that it's literally comical that if you're a Ginyu main, you don't have at least 2 to 3 setups for body change. It's actually comical. Like, I refuse to believe that any real Ginyu main doesn't have multiple ways to set up body change, both with and without assist. Like, Ginyu has the ability to steal Lab Coat, Vegeta, Blue Gogeta, SSJ 4, Android 18. Like, he has the ability to steal those characters. And it's not like with Baby with, oh, you only get their assist, you can only call them every now and again. Like, no, you body switch, you take the character, the whole character. You take their damage, their synergy, their assist. You take all that. Like, Ginyu is cracked. He ain't a character specialist. He ain't down here. He ain't down here anymore. This nigga cooking. This nigga's cooking. Alright, Cell. But I often see high players of Nappa, TOD, and everything, even from veteran online, even with the practice needed. Yeah, like the barrier of entry does like matter for like characters like Nappa, but once you master them, then once you know the character, then you have to objectively say like how good is the character, and then compare it to how easy or hard it is to get to that point. Which for most characters in Dragon Ball isn't that high, if we're gonna be completely honest. Like there are other fighting games where characters are so much more harder with less reward. But Dragon Ball doesn't really have that issue, at least not at this point, where if you put time into a character, for the most part, you'll get the reward you deserve for working hard. So, Cell. I'm tempted to put Cell here, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put Cell here, cause like Cell, he does feel a niche on a team, that being his mix-ups. You know, his level 3, his Quirsicle back heavy. So he has a role in a team being the high momentum mixed character. But outside of that, he doesn't really fulfill a role outside of that. So like, I don't know. And his assist, though it's good, like I'm a fan of Cell B assist actually. It was actually one of my underrated assists on my. It was actually an underrated assist on one of my videos. I think it was an honorable mention, I think. But, you know, it's not, you know, the best lariat in the game. Like, it's a good assist, but, you know, it's not the best. So it's like he's kind of in, like, this middle spot here. Because, like, I don't think he's, like, I don't want to say he's bad as Broly, because I don't think Broly's bad, but like Cell definitely has some clear weaknesses when it comes to like the character, that being his neutral and his mid-range kind of being lackluster. Like once he gets in, like once he's in close range, like this nigga will fuck you up. Like he'll 2-touch you easily, easy. but like the mid to far range Cell feels off, you know. Kagura. Damn, this is with Cooler. It would be cap for me to put him as relevant, but Cooler, I do think Cooler's good enough to where he's viable in tournament. I do believe that. In a tournament setting, you can definitely make Cooler work, but I don't know. I don't know where I'd put him. Like, he kind of has the same issue as DBS Broly, where, like, well, no, it's kind of opposite, actually. Cooler can get in on his opponent, but once he gets in, like, he kind of just staggers you to death without any, like, threatening plus on block options. But I will say, his staggers is some of the best in the game. His staggers is some of the best in the game. Like, he can easily cross up JM. He has his J2H mix-up that they found out that he could do. People vouch for his solo cross-up, but it doesn't work on everybody. Yeah, but even without that, he can still do cross-up JM. Like, his jump medium is that big that he can do that on everybody. So it's like he has the ability to be viable. It's just that, like, staggers isn't what wins the game. That isn't what wins Dragon Ball overall. Like, there are very few stagger based characters without some sort of offensive tool to help with that. So, like, Z Broly, when he was like the meta, Broly has a command grab. He has 5S in neutral. He has ways to force interactions with Eraser Blow. Or right now with Lab Coat 21, really good buttons. Her buttons are really good against guard cancel. She has a command grab, 2 command grabs actually. Like, and she has her anti-air lariats. So it's like, she has other offensive options outside of her stagger buttons, whereas Cooler doesn't really have that, because like his dive kick, if it was faster, bro, like if they like increased the timing of his dive kicks like 2, maybe 3 frames faster, like Cooler would easily like be here, like maybe even a little bit higher. Like, I really think he's that close. Like, just make his dive kick, which is already plus on block, just make it faster. It's an overhead, it's already plus on block, you just need to make it faster. That's it. That's all he needs. That way he can continue taking his turn over and over again. That's literally all he needs. He doesn't need a command grab, he doesn't need a 2L low, he just needs an easier way to keep his plus frames. And they have it. They have dive kick. Just make it plus. Well, not make it plus. Make it faster. Make it faster, and then, bam, an easy stagger tool that you can use. And plus, it's an overhead. So, Frieza. Frieza. My gut instinct is putting Frieza in niche, but the only problem with Frieza, like his only major problem is his assist, because he has mix-ups, he has good neutral, he has consistent combos, his damage is like you kind of need clean hits to do damage with Frieza. But he does do good damage. So, like, it's literally just his assist that's really holding the character back. Like, there's small stuff, like, some of his buttons are kind of inconsistent. And maybe his damage could be a little bit higher, maybe. But Like, his assist is what really drags him down. But I don't know. Like, I have to like in order to solve this, I have to compare Frieza to Bardock. Like for starters, I have to compare these two characters just right off the bat. So Bardock feels pointless. Well, not pointless, but he feels like he has a too generalized of a role on a team. Like, he doesn't really do anything outside of like basic Dragon Ball stuff that basically everybody can do. Whereas Frieza, he has a lot of stuff that other characters can't do. Like his OTG combos, well, not OTG, his disc combos. His Golden Frieza as a mechanic already just puts him in this tier, honestly. Like, Golden Frieza is that strong because you can reset the Golden Frieza timer by tagging out and sparking. It literally freezes the timer. Double air dash, he gets faster. Like, Golden Frieza is a menace, but you have to get to that point too. So it's kind of weird. Like, Frieza has a lot of good stuff. It's just like he sucks as a support character. But like, would I say I'm more afraid of Frieza or Bardock in a 1v1 scenario? Like, if I was playing Krillin, like, would I be more afraid of Bardock or Frieza? And honestly, I might go with Frieza. Honestly, I might say Frieza's more scary than Bardock. I think I'm gonna put Frieza here for now. That's what my gut is telling me right now. I think Frieza is more menacing. He can keep some characters at bay like Beerus, and Golden Frieza is top of relevant. Golden Frieza is the top of relevant. I can see it. I can definitely see it. But you do have to get to that point. Which, I mean, unlike Gohan, you don't have to spend 7 bars. You only need 3 bars to get Golden Frieza. So it's definitely easier than Gohan's condition. But Gohan is just a much better character than Frieza. So it kind of just like outweighs that. I think I'm comfortable with Frieza here. It just sucks his assist is ass, so you would leave him there. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with Frieza right there. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with Frieza there. Alright, Gogeta Blue. We don't need to discuss Gogeta Blue, like, at all. Actually, that's an interesting discussion. 18 or Gogeta Blue? That's an interesting discussion, actually. Because I feel like the obvious answer would be Gogeta Blue, but I do think there's an argument for 18 being better than Gogeta. I think there's an argument that could be made with 18 being stronger. Yeah, Gogeta is really good offensively, but 18 is still is good offensively too. Like, the fact that 18 has little mechanics to stop system. She has 17 to stop system mechanics. You can't guard cancel, you can't call your assist, you can't tag, you can't special tag. Like, you literally cannot use system mechanics when 17 is on screen. And I think that alone is strong enough to make this debatable. I think it's that strong. Honestly, I might do this just to spite people. I'm not gonna lie. I might do this just to spite people. I'm just curious. Like when I post this online, and people be like, "Bro, what are you saying? 18 is not that high. What are you downplaying Gogeta Blue, bro? You don't know what you're talking about." Like I might actually do this to spite people. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be funny. But I think this argument of 18 and Gogeta Blue is a lot closer than most people will give it credit for. I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna keep it here just to see whoever else comes in the stream, and they'd be like, "Bro, you're so cap." Like I actually want to see somebody come in chat and say, "Bro, you think 18's stronger than Gogeta? Bro, you're a cap star." Alright, Teen Gohan. I think he's here. I'm pretty comfortable with that. Has really good mix-ups. His neutral is good. His damage is consistent. The only thing I don't like about Teen Gohan is that he feels so points heavy. Like there are obviously point characters in this game, like that are meant to, you know, be points. You know, Gogeta Blue. Who's another really good point character? Base Vegeta, Videl, to some extent Yamcha, Gogeta 4, like Labco. Like these characters are really good at the point position, but I think Gohan is the most point character out of everybody in the game. He is the point character of the game. Like Teen Gohan is the point character of the game. He's that directly. Like I have never seen a team with Teen Gohan in it where he's the mid or the anchor. I have never seen a team like that ever. I've never seen Teen Gohan as a mid or an anchor. I've seen Gogeta as an anchor and a mid. Like I've seen Yamcha as an anchor. I've seen Base Vegeta as a mid. I have never seen Teen Gohan be anything other than a point character, especially at high level. I've never seen it, ever. Teen Gohan just got power crept. He's still just as strong as he was. Yeah, I think Teen Gohan is strong. Definitely. He excels in a lot of avenues, you know. He's good at mid-range, he's good at close range, mix-ups, damage, meter gain. Like, he's good at a lot of stuff. So, I think he's solid. But Goku Black's weird. I don't really know how to gauge Goku Black. Because like everything that he does feels like a much weaker version of something else. Like his quote-unquote lariat just feels like a weaker version of Goku's flurry kicks. Like his teleport feels like a weaker version of Blue Goku's teleport. His dive kick feels like a weaker version of Cooler's dive kick. His ki blast feels like a weaker version of Base Vegeta's ki blast. Like Goku Black feels like every character but weaker. And so he doesn't really feel or seems like he fills a role on a team. Besides being a beam assist. Like if you were to ask me, why would you put Goku Black on your team? And I legit would not know what to tell you outside of his assist. I have no idea what to tell you. It's like, does he have good buttons? I mean, kinda. You know, 0 on block 2L. I think he has a 0 on block 2L. Like, he has good buttons, but like he doesn't excel in mix-ups. He's kinda good in neutral. Like, he's not particularly great with special tag. He doesn't build meter that well. Like, it's pretty average. His damage is average. Like, he just feels average. Like, he feels like Bardock. Like, he's just average. He's like good. You know, he's just like, yeah, Goku Black's good. Like that's it. It's good. I don't know. I'm not a Goku Black main, so my viewpoint might be skewed, but I don't know. GT Goku. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was a doomer on this character for the longest time. I used to think that this character was dog water. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought this character was dog water. But even though he's not popular anymore, I have seen some GT Goku like representation, and this character is really nice. You know, he's really nice right now. So I'd put him here. I think he's that good. His mix-ups are good. He has a good assist spread. Even though his A assist is slower, it's still a beam assist. It still covers a good angle. His B assist is one of the best in the game. He has good buttons. Not in range, but you know, 2L low. They're all fast. They're fast normals. It's just that they don't have range. So Goku Black's mid-range is kind of the issue with him. But he has a lariat. He has the jumping orb. He has power pole. Like, he has ways to circumvent that. So I'm slowly becoming a believer in GT Goku. I definitely don't think he's relevant because he does struggle in neutral. Especially if you don't know how to use his reverse Kamehameha. But in most situations, having a regular super dash is just better than reverse Kamehameha in a neutral sense. So I definitely think GT Goku is growing in terms of strength, but I don't think he's on that relevant tier yet. But like, he does good damage, he has good mix-ups, good assists, good level 3. Like, he's good all around. Like, you play, like, if you play GT Goku, you play him for his mix-ups first and foremost, because of his power pole change. He can actually do high-low 50-50s with power pole now. So, and then also his assist allows other characters to do 50-50s and play neutral. So he's a mix-up support character first and foremost. So, you know, GT Goku's on a rise. I think he's really good right now. Just needs a little bit of help, and this little guy will be golden. Just don't give him back his auto combo. Please, for the love of God, do not bring that back. We do not need that in my life. Alright, Blue Goku. I'm tempted to put him meta, but he feels like 21 in a way. I think I would put him above 21, but it's really close. Like, those, like, Blue Goku and 21 are really close together. But I think his potential is higher than 21, but that's only because 21 has been popular for way longer than Blue Goku. Like, Blue Goku only just became more relevant, because like the only player like really playing Blue Goku for a long extended period of time was Hook Gang God, and I think that's the only player I could think of who played him like for a long time before the latest patch. But I definitely do think Blue Goku's potential is higher than 21's. But like I said, it's literally just because 21 has literally been explored to death. Like, literally everybody knows everything about Majin 21. Like, everybody. Whereas Blue Goku, he still has some potential growth. So he could even be meta tier, but I think this is a good spot for him right now. Yeah, he's above 21. Good buttons, rewarding to master, good fit on many teams, good assists, etc. Yeah, like, Goku's just a complete package. Like, he basically has everything in the game. Like, he's really close to meta, and you could even argue he is a meta character. Like, you could make that argument, but I think he's fine right here. SSJ. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so in my last tier list, I was super high on SSJ Goku. And I don't think my opinion on this character has changed at all. I think he's a very, very strong character. But here's my issue. It's not the character itself, it's the lack of representation, right? Because, like, if he was on more teams, I wouldn't feel bad about putting him here. I think if you put a gun to my head, I will legit say he is this good of a character. I think he's this high. I think he's that good. But I think he just needs more representation. Like, nobody's willing to actually go through with playing the character because of Vegeta. Because Vegeta does what he does, but better. Like 21, she does what he does, but better. Gogeta 4, he does what he does, but better. So it's like, it's literally, he is good, but like everybody else, all the other top tiers does what he does, but better. So it's like, I really think he's that good, but nobody's willing to play him, because why play him when you got Vegeta that is also a mid dispenser and has a good neutral and has a really good assist? Like, SSJ is just weaker Vegeta or weaker Gogeta 4. Like, he's literally just that character but slightly weaker. And I mean, not very slightly, because you have all these characters beforehand, but like, if you nerf these, like the top like 4 or 5 characters, SSJ could easily be like here, maybe even like here. Well, not here, like here in due time. I really think he's that strong of a character. He literally has everything to be a good character. It's just that the top tiers are literally just keeping him from being that high. UI Goku. UI Goku. This is tough, because UI Goku is a very unique top he's a very unique top tier situation, because when he first came out, like, this is my opinion, but I think he probably was the best character in the game at the time. When he first came out, like when he literally dropped, he was the best character in the game. And then slowly, as the meta evolved and we got used to fighting UI Goku, like, I feel like majority of the player base has ways of dealing with his offense. And so at this point, UI Goku is kind of like a mids dispenser outside of very specific team compositions like UI Goku Kid Buu or UI Goku Lab Coat, where he can actually do mix-ups. But UI Goku at this point kind of feels like just like a mids dispenser with a DP level 1, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but he definitely feels power crept. He's probably the most power crept character in the entire roster, because they didn't really take anything away outside of like those initial few nerfs, but he's been consistently the same, like, ever since like the first and second nerfs that he got. He's been completely the same. In fact, they actually buffed UI Goku by making his damage more consistent, so he actually got slightly better. But due to the fact that we as the player base got used to fighting him, he just fell off, because we know how to fight majority of his options. So it's like, he's probably the most power crept character in the entire Dragon Ball and like all of Dragon Ball history. I think he's the most power crept character ever. Ooh, base Goku. Okay, this I'm gonna have to think about base Goku, cause people get so tight about base Goku, but nobody plays him. Like, he's probably the most divisive character, because people swear to the Lord and back that he's a top tier character, but nobody plays this man. Like, nobody. Like, outside of the usual base Goku players. But like, outside of the usual base Goku players, like, nobody plays this character. But they be swearing up and down, this character's so top tier, bro. Like, he'd be meta tier if Lab Coat didn't exist, and I'm just like, I mean, you kinda spitting, but like, you know? So it's like, base Goku is like in this weird limbo state too. It's not like Bardock limbo, but like, I have no idea where to put this character, like, at all. Like, maybe I put him here, or maybe I'd put him here. Like, I don't know. I legit don't know where to put base Goku. This character is so divisive. Because like, on paper, he has all the tools he needs. He has the unreactable command grab. He has good damage. He can get SKD off all of his combos now. Like, he builds good meter. His damage is really high with DHCs and spirit bombs. His neutral's good. Like, he has all the tools of a top tier. It's just like, he's not Lab Coat or Vegeta level. Put him next to SSJ. Yeah. I think the main comparison between these two is base Goku. Between these two, you literally have to pick. It's like, do you want a command grab, or do you want a plus on block move? Like, that's how you pick between these two characters. And also Spirit Bomb. Like, do you want Spirit Bomb and a command grab, or do you want a plus on block move and better neutral? Like, that's how you choose between these two characters. Because, you know, they're both Goku, but, you know, that's how you really choose between these two characters. In ranked, I see a ton of base Goos. In tournament, you see none. Put him before SSJ. What really hurt him is his level 3 need to be set up, and he can't do it on his own. He can, but it's hard. I feel like that's fine as a restriction, because if he could always combo into Spirit Bomb, bro, his damage would be out of this world. Like, he would be like DBS Broly levels of damage. Like, it would actually be insane. Like, how high his damage would be. So Gotenks, a character specialist. I'm willing to put him in Revelant, because he's like, Gotenks can still do his Ghost Oki. It is more limited. That's foremost. His Ghost Oki is more limited, but just like with Android 21, Gotenks has a lot more stuff outside of his Ghost Oki. Like, Gotenks is still really good at neutral. He's good at mid-range. He can high-low off his regular level 3, you know, outside of his Ghost Oki, so he still has access to mix-ups. His B assist is really good for team synergy. He's good at special tag. He builds a lot of meter. Like, Gotenks is really good at other things outside of Ghost Oki, and like, you know, obviously it's not to the level of Majin 21, where she's just like, she's so good at everything else in the game besides her level 3, where she's like still a top tier. You know, his Ghost Oki did kind of carry the character, but he's still good at all, like, other avenues of the game. So he's like a little bit higher than character specialist to me. I feel like he's a slightly relevant character. Ever so slightly. Cause you can plop Gotenks on a team and then just let it rock. Like you can literally use Gotenks as a meter character. Like he builds meter really well, and he uses special attack really well. So like you can do Gotenks, and then you can use a character like Zamasu or Piccolo or Nappa. Like you can tag him with other characters to support them instead of supporting Gotenks himself. Like you can use him as a battery for other players, other characters. Sorry. So like Gotenks excels in other avenues besides Ghost Oki. Also, he has a glitch with his auto combo, so that also hurts the character a lot. So, you know, I just thought I'd bring that up because I know when I post this on my channel, people are gonna say, "Well, Gotenks is glitched, bro. Like he's glitched, bro. He's so bad now." And I'm just gonna be like, "Yeah, but he's still good at everything else in the game." I know, dude. People are going to say that. They're gonna be like, "Bro, Gotenks is glitched, bro. He's so low tier, bro." I'm just gonna be like, "Bro." Not just the auto combo? Wait, is his other normals glitched too? I don't know if he's glitched outside of his auto combo. If he has any other normals that are glitched. It's just that the auto combo is the one that most people talk about. His B assist doesn't work. Wait, what happened to his B assist? I thought his B assist was like his best assist. What happened to it? I'm actually not familiar with this. It drags the opponent away from you? Wait, what? I actually didn't know that. Wow, that actually does kind of hit the character. Huh. So wait, is his B assist like completely unplayable? Like you just can't use it like at all? If so, that really does hurt the character. I still think he's a relevant character, but that does hurt him a lot. Because his B assist was arguably his best one. It's either his B assist or his C assist was the best one he had. In combos, if you try to re-jump, the B assist drags away from you from the rest of the game? Bro, what? Holy crap. Most people just talk about his auto combo. I didn't know about that. Cloud put him in his own tier list because of the glitch. I can see that, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make a separate tier list, a separate tier for Gotenks. Even with that being said, I still think like his regular base kit is strong enough to where he's a semi-relevant character. I will say it does hurt him a lot that his B assist is glitched like that, but you know, that's why we have multiple assists. I know people don't like C assist, and for some reason people don't like his A assist anymore. I don't get why. His A assist is still good. I don't know why people don't like it anymore, but you know, that's why we have multiple assists now. So, you know, you just kind of have to, you know, just work with what you got, you know. But I still think Gotenks is still here. With that being said. Hit. Okay, so here's the thing about Hit, right? I think this character is super annoying, but here's the thing. This is not from a place of hate, okay? I actually like Hit in the show. And I don't hate, like, I find him annoying in fighters, but I don't hate him. But I am not the biggest believer in Hit. I'm gonna just be real. Maybe I was in the past, but people saying he's like this tier or like even meta tier, I'm just like, how? Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, he has buttons for days, but like, you can lame this character out so hard. Like, you literally just lame him out. He doesn't have any air specials. He has to commit in neutral, so all you gotta do is just bait him. And like, most Hit players, well, even high level Hit players just use EX ties, not EX ties of time, EX, his little kick move. Like, that's literally their mix-ups. Like, there are very few hits that actually use his buttons for staggers. Like, very few. Most of them just rely on, okay, if I press light, am I gonna do cross-up or not? That's literally their entire mix-up game. Like, on it, and to be honest, I am not a believer that much that I put him down here. Actually, I like all these other characters' offense better than Hit, and they all have better neutral than Hit as well. I am not a believer in this character. I'm gonna just be real. I legit do not see it. Maybe it's just me, but whenever I see the character, I just see people just getting hit because they want to. It's like, yeah, his EX moves are like really good. Like, I won't deny that, but like, you lame this character out. I won't say it's easy. It's not easy to lame him out, but it's way easier than other characters. Like, you can't lame Lab Coat out. You can't lame Gohan out. You can't do that with 18. You can't do that with Broly. You can do that with Hit. You definitely do that with Hit. But yeah, I'm not a believer in Hit. Like, I think he's strong. He's a strong character. But people saying that he's top to meta tier or like he's top 10, I'm just like, no. Like, no, he's not. I don't believe it at all. Like, here's the thing. His 5L being 0 on block is really good. Like, 0 on block moves, I will always value in high regard, because you essentially keep taking your turn, and especially for Hit, his 5L is 6 frames, so he has the fastest jab in the game, or one of the fastest jabs in the game. So trying to press on this character is scary, but if you never let him get to that point, which is kind of easy because he can't fight you in the air, he has to fight you on the ground, and it's not like, I mean, he can catch your jumping frames, but like, super jump float exists, and super jump float double jump exists. You know, it was like, you can lame the character out, especially if they're spamming their EX moves, because once they run out of meter, then you just cook them. Janemba. So Janemba's okay. How do I word this without sounding stupid? Like, how do I word this? So like, Janemba is like, he's a knowledge check character, but he's, how do I word this? Janemba is so weird. Like, he's so weird to me. Because I would definitely agree that he's very strong as a character, but I definitely don't ride the Janemba bandwagon that everybody is on right now. Like, people are like, there was a poll a couple of days ago where the question was like, who's the best anchor character in the game, and it was like a 50% vote rate that Janemba was the best anchor character, and I'm just like, what? Like, do people like not play Tien? Like, Tien is right here, Lab Coat's right here. I'd argue Broly is a better anchor too. Like, I'd argue 18 potentially better anchor character because her level 3 is more consistent, and she has the ability to have an assist in 17 solo. Like, there are definitely way better anchors than Janemba. So like, I'm definitely more willing, like, for Janemba, like, overall than Hit. Like, I believe in Janemba more than Hit, but I don't know. Janemba's like weird to me. Cause like, he has good mix. His level 3 is good. He builds good meter. He has very good damage routes because of his Hell's Gate. Like, he can pretty much get an extended combo off every single one of his starters with Hell's Gate. So his damage is particularly high for the character. So it's like, he has all this good stuff, but to me, like, when I look at this row right here in particular, like, not this row, I definitely don't think he's up here. But when I look at this row in particular, I'm just like, would I put Janemba up here? It's like, I wouldn't put him next to Bluku. 21, no. Broly, no. 17, no. 16, no. Debatable about Beerus. Base Goku, no. SSJ Goku, no. And Ginyu, probably. Maybe I'll put Janemba higher than Ginyu. But like, all these other characters, I just can't say that it's like, oh yeah, Janemba's better than these guys. It doesn't feel right to me. I'm definitely a way better believer than Hit, but people saying he's the best character, the best anchor in the game, or Janemba's A assist is like one of the best in the game, I'm just like, huh? Like, they're good. Like, he's good. Like, I'm not gonna say he's bad or not close to top tier. Like, he's in the top row of relevant. Like, he's obviously a strong character. But like, I don't know. And the thing is, we have receipts for Janemba. Like, he shows up, I see him, but it's like, I'm not really impressed, really. Besides probably his level 3 and his command grab. Like, those are the only things I'm just like, yeah, they're like that shit. They're like that shit. I feel like Janemba is better than Beerus or 16, closer to 17. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm willing to put him over the Gokus, but better than Beerus, man? I don't know. I don't know if I put him higher than Beerus. Especially 16. I will stand 16. I think 16 is that good. I will stand 16. His projectile counter shut down other neutral options. Ah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, but would I put it over Beerus? I'm sticking with 16 is better than Janemba. I'm sticking with that. That's not changing. So it's really just between Beerus and Janemba, and I have no idea. It's kind of like the 18 and Gogeta argument I was having earlier, where like these characters like so close that it's like, does it really matter who's better in this case? Like, they're just so close to me. Beerus can't ball no more? True. That's true. Janemba does hard counter Beerus. I will say that. He does hard counter Beerus. Especially as EX Blade reaches full screen. Not to mention his teleport's good. His button is faster now. These are all really good arguments. This is why I didn't want to settle on my Janemba spot just yet. Like just yet. Janemba is only a moment before everybody knows the matchup. He can create a lot of visual noise with his projectiles. Is really upset. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm willing to stick Janemba here. I like Janemba here. You might call me stupid, but I am a 16 stan. Okay, I am a 16 stan. I do think Janemba is. I think 16 is slightly stronger than Janemba. Janemba is definitely a matchup character. Like he if your character relies on like projectiles to do what they do, Janemba is like literally that dude. He's probably like one of the only characters I would say like you pick Janemba because he has good matchups against other characters. Like he's good against Beerus, he's good against Frieza. He's probably good against Broly, of all characters. Can you believe that shit? He probably even smokes Vegeta with his split finger shot. So it's like he has good matchups against other characters. We won't hurt your baby 16, but he's definitely better than Beerus. You prefer 16 to Janemba, so you think I got the right order? Yeah, I'm a 16 stan, so even if 16, well, even if objectively he's probably weaker than Janemba, it's just like my bias, bro. I gotta support my boy. People downplay this character. Can you explain why 16 is better than Janemba? I just think I like 16 because he's stable. He's just an overall more stable character than, I don't want to say most characters, but a lot of characters that I play, he feels really stable to play. Like I've even dabbled with Janemba and Krillin before, and like other team setups like Janemba. I think I played Janemba, Lab Coat, and Blue Vegeta before. I think I tried that team up before, and like it works, but like it didn't feel cohesive. And like when I play 16 on a team, it just feels better. Objectively wise, I mean 16 is also good against projectiles because his grabs go straight through them. So whereas Janemba has to set up a barrier, and then the opponent that threw the Ki Blast can interact with his counter because you can reflect it. Whereas 16, if he goes through the counter, if he goes through your Ki Blast and grabs you, like that's just a straight answer. Whereas if you counter with Janemba, the opponent has an option to reflect or jump out of the way, right? When it comes to like fighting projectiles. 16's level 3 is more consistent than Janemba's, because mid-screen Janemba, like you can mess around with it with teleport, but Janemba's level 3 really excels in the corner, whereas if you level 3 with 16 anywhere, you're either getting high load or you're getting command grabbed, like always, like no matter where you are. And then also I think 16's assist spread is better than Janemba. I think his B and A assists are better than Janemba's B and A assists. So those are my main reasons for 16 being better. Oh, my old main Jiren. Oh my god. This one's gonna hurt me because I really do like Jiren. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even a big fan of Jiren until I played him in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, when he showed up in the Tournament of Power and when I was watching the anime, I was like, Jiren's pretty cool. Like, you know, he's alright. You know, I like his backstory. I wish they actually did something with it. But I like his design. He's cool. And then he came out in Fighters and I was like, bro, this nigga has corner loops. This character makes 2 bars per combo. This nigga hits hard. Like, bro, this character's awesome. And then he's like bottom 5 in the game, and I'm just like, oh, okay, thanks. And at the time, my team wasn't even that good at the time. I think I was playing. Actually, no, my team was actually pretty solid at the time. I was playing Blue Vegeta, Jiren, Krillin at the time, but at the time I didn't know Krillin's level 3 Oki. And then also Blue Vegeta didn't have as many corner routes as he does right now. So my team was technically weaker at the time, but it was far from a bad team. It was just Jiren. Jiren was that bad. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jiren. I'm sorry. I don't want to put you down here, but I have to. This character is just worse than everybody in every single way. The only thing he has that like compares to other characters is his frame data. He has really good frame data overall, but like his damage in comparison to other top tiers is, you know, it's still high for the character. You know, it's still high, you know, compared to like Gotenks or Broly. Like Jiren does a lot of damage, but when you talk about characters like Vegeta, Zamasu, base Vegeta, like his damage looks average in comparison. His staggers are good, but guess what? He doesn't have any offense besides that. His command grab is reactable. He doesn't have any good cross-up buttons, so he can't really left-right you either. Like, full screen, he's not really a threat, unless you're just committed to sitting on the ground all the time, which he can frame trap you from full screen, but okay, that's not really that scary. So it's like, bro, I don't know about behind Bardock and Black. Like, I mean, this is probably cap. Like, this is probably cap, but I'm never afraid of Jiren, like ever. I'm never afraid to block this character. Bardock, at the very least, he can force a 6M situation, in which case you can't interact. You can't interact. He just does EX Lariat and he wins. He also has a plus on block move, so he can constantly keep his pressure. Like, actually keeps his pressure. Goku Black is better in neutral than Jiren, with his Ki Blast and Beam. Like, the only thing, like, his damage is a lot higher than these guys. His meter gain is a lot higher. His assists are better. But, like, this nigga gets in your face and you're like, alright, I'll just block because you don't do any chip damage. And, like, I don't have to mash on you. And his anti-reflex aren't even good. You can just reflect him. He doesn't have a good anti-reflect. He has 2L into 2L into 2M and 2L into Corsical Forward S. That's like his only anti-reflex. And one of them you can't combo without Spark or an assist. And then sometimes 2M will just straight up whiff. So it's like his anti-reflex aren't even consistent. Jiren does need help. That's why he's a good mid. Better than Black and Bardock for sure. Let me cope. You guys are coming up with good arguments. This is not fair. You guys are supposed to be on my side. You gotta play Jiren with 17 to access his full kit. That's true. Defensive assist really does help Jiren out. We let you have 18 before Gogeta. Give us Jiren behind Frieza. You know what? You know what? Fine. 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 That is a fair argument. It's fine. I'm coping hella hard. My feelings are hurt that this character has been this down low for so long. Alright, anyway. Kefla. I think Kefla's solid. She's fine. She feels like a more stable Bardock. Her damage is higher. Her damage is more consistent. She has a better assist spread. Uses special tag better. Better meter gain. She's better Bardock. You know. Careful, you're a Kefla main. I just think Kefla's good. It's nothing special about her. I think Kefla. Honestly, the best way to fix Kefla is give her a better level 3 knockdown. That's literally all you do. Her entire kit is fine. Just give her a better level 3, and she is easily like here. Maybe even here. Well, actually no. Probably like here. Like give her an actual good level 3, and she's like this high. Like she's really like her kit is so good, but like not that she can't hit you, because she can actually 50-50 you, but that requires a special team with high block stun. So it's like if you don't run a team catered to, you know, high block stun, it's like Kefla can't really open you up. So it's kind of like you're kind of dooming yourself if you don't play that. Kid Buu. Now this character brings back memories. Bro, remember when Kid Buu was considered top 5 for like probably season 1, probably all the way through probably the beginning of season 3 almost. Like Kid Buu was consistently top 5, if not top 7. Like he was barely top, like he never really got to like below top 10 until like recently, relatively speaking. Like this character, bro. I'd probably put Kid Buu there. I've recently dabbled into Kid Buu. I actually have a sub team with Krillin and Kid Buu. I think my team is Kid Buu, Krillin, and SSJ Goku. Yeah, Kid Buu, Krillin, SSJ Goku is like a sub team I'm working on. And like Kid Buu feels good to play, but his damage feels definitely weaker than the rest of the cast. I can definitely say that. Not that he can't two-touch you, but it's definitely way less consistent than like everybody else in the roster. I think the only character like that can't really two-touch, like it's like comparable to Kid Buu's damage, is like SSJ Vegeta, Broly, and that's about it. I think everybody can two-touch semi-consistently. Oh, and probably Trunks. So like Trunks, SSJ Vegeta, and like Kid Buu are like the only characters that can like have to like hit you more times than everybody else. Oh, and also Goku Black, actually. Goku Black too. The nerf to his ball assist really hurt him. Oh yeah, his B assist, yeah. I think the biggest issue I have with Kid Buu, is not only his damage, but I think Kid Buu, like, in order for his optimal combos, I noticed that you have to give up SKD more often than not in order to get his, like, real damage, especially in the corner. And, like, if you don't have an assist, that's, like, not a good thing. Which, most of the time, you won't be running Kid Buu Anchor, or you'll allow Kid Buu to die first in most situations. But not having consistent SKD definitely hurts the character. Because Trunks didn't have that for the longest time. Like, there were a lot of characters that didn't have consistent SKDs, and they were low tier because of it. And, like, Kid Buu doesn't really have a consistent SKD off his optimal combos. So, like, that's probably my biggest issue with Kid Buu. Outside of his damage, because his damage is definitely way worse than everybody else. Would it be cap to put Kid Buu down here? Because, like, all the characters before him does better damage, arguably better neutral, is arguable, have better assists, uses special tag better, has SKDs consistently, besides maybe Teen Gohan. I don't know. Is that cap? I don't know if that's cap or not. I think I'm gonna stick Kid Buu right there, actually. Actually, I might put Kefla above Kid Buu, actually. I like Kefla higher than Kid Buu. I don't know. Kid Buu's in a weird spot, man. Bro, people are gonna hate this list, and I can't wait. I can't wait to post this without context and then have people have a field day. This time, I'm not making a version 2 of this list. I am not making a version 2 of this list. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with it. Once this tier list is done, I ain't revising it no more. Until Rollback comes out, I ain't editing this at all. Whew, Krillin. Okay, guys, hold on. I have to really think about Krillin's placement here, because I can say some cap-ass shit. I really could with Krillin. I don't want to, but I could. And it'd probably be a lie, and I wouldn't feel bad about it. So I have to be really careful about what I say about Krillin, because I have an apparent bias. Okay, I literally main the character since the game came out, so I have a bias. Well, if people listen to the commentary going with the whys, I think this list makes a lot of sense. No cap on Krillin, bro, be honest. God damn it. You're keeping me honest, bro, for no reason. I want to cap so hard. I want to say he's meta. I want to say he's meta so hard. Like, yeah, he's this good. But I know that's not true. Damn it. I want to say this so badly, but I know it's not right. Okay, so in all honesty, where would I put Krillin on this list? I have to think about this carefully. So his neutral isn't better than any of these characters. Besides maybe Ginyu. I think Krillin's neutral is probably better than Ginyu. I don't know if it's better than the Gokus. Yeah, I don't think it's better than Goku. His pressure is probably on par with like Janemba, to be honest, because all of his buttons are safe. But they are tiny, so... Yeah, he's not meta, but I think Krillin's a very good character. You think he's between 17 and 16? That's my original thought. Yeah. This is my original thought. Because here's the thing. What I value in Krillin, here's the thing. And I was actually gonna make this into a video, which I still might make it into a video. But what I value in Krillin, not that it differs from all the other Krillin players, but I feel like my viewpoint on this character is a little bit different because, you know, obviously the content I make on a Krillin, I value his level 3 a lot, okay? So, in team building, that is like the #1 thing I look for. Like, if a character can give Krillin his level 3 consistently, and with as less resources as possible, then that's what I'm going with. So, like, his level 3 is so integral to his game plan in my eyes. Most people might value his normals and his re-jumps, but I think what makes this character is his level 3. His level 3 makes the character for me. And when I compare all the other level 3s in this box right here, the only character that compares to Krillin in this tier specifically is Broly and Janemba. In terms of mix-ups, Broly and Janemba are the only characters that I can confidently say, oh yeah, their level 3s are like on par. I think Krillin has the best level 3 in the game. Like, easily. Higher than 18. Higher than old 21. Like, I think he objectively has the best level 3. But he's not meta. So, like, we have to compare him to the characters in here. And, like, what I value in Krillin is a little bit different. Like, all the other stuff he's good at, I value too. But the #1 thing I look at is his level 3. Rock Assist is so strong. Being able to use mini discs to finish someone off. Solo re-jumps, pressure reset, fast 5M, Hell Zone. Yeah, like, all these things make Krillin really good in my eyes. And so, like, I think I am very confident in saying he's here. In this top 5 here. Like you said, Rock Assist, his good normals outside of 5M, like all of his normals besides 5S and 5H are safe on block. Like, they're all safe. So, like, you can legit do 2L, 2M and then restart pressure again. It's like, yeah, it's -4, but who's gonna press on a -4 normal unless they're really about that life? Like, and here's the thing. Most people won't, but I could argue this. I could legit argue this. His level 3 Oki is better. His A assist is better than Broly A. Whether or not his Broly 8 is better than 17A is kind of debatable. It's debatable. His assists are better. His damage is higher. He is definitely higher than Broly. 17 is somewhat comparable, but Krillin's re-jumps are just, especially if you get his 8 SS combos down, his combos are way more consistent, and he gets SKD, and sometimes 17 can't. Like, and the thing is, 17 has a beam level 3, whereas Krillin has you know, his scatter shot. So he can always get good level 3 Oki by doing re-jumps. Always. Always get good level 3 Oki. It's not just the, oh, I tag into this character, I do level 3. No, he can just do re-jump, solar flare, level 3, high-low, mix-up. And sometimes even cross-up if you're high enough. Like, his level 3 is that good. His neutral is weaker than Broly. I could argue it's stronger than 17, but his Rekkas does kind of smoke Krillin if you're not ready for it. But you can 2S. You can 2S 17. You can 2S his Rekkas. His only downside is like his stubby attacks and commitment to projectiles. I agree with the stubby normals. Commitment to projectiles. That, I mean, I can see where you're going with that, actually, yeah. But here's the thing, you don't have to commit with his projectiles. Like, I'm assuming you mean his 5SS, but he has 5S, 4S. And you can always just do 5S. You can always just throw the Ki Blast. And if your opponent super dashes, you can easily 2H. You can also solar flare, cancel it. So like he has ways of dealing with. Alright, that's better. Sorry about that. But yeah, like 17, Krillin has ways of dealing with his recovery. But they have high recovery, and you can't convert them into pressure. I do agree he has high recovery, but what do you mean you can't convert them into pressure? Like, what do you mean by that? The bars at 17 generate the mix-up from 17 with a double high if he wants, and his barrier assist is just too strong. You think 17 is better than Krillin? I mean, I get it. I get it. So to me, Krillin is right behind 17, but he's way stronger than 16. There's a huge gap between the two. I don't know about a huge gap between Krillin and 17. I definitely don't agree with that. Because the thing about Krillin is that his best offense relies on other people outside of like level 3. Like outside of level 3, because he can set up his own level 3 setups. But like if Krillin needs assists to cover his clones, cover 2S, cover 5S. Like, he needs other characters around him to support him. But 16 doesn't really have that issue. Like, 16 is fully functional without people around him. It's one of the reasons why I don't like running Krillin Anchor. Because Krillin feels dramatically weaker without other people to cover for him. Yeah, you can make Krillin Anchor work. It's not an awful idea. But I'd much rather use 16 as an anchor than Krillin. So, I think... You know what? I'm actually comfortable with this, actually. I'm comfortable with this. I like this. So like 17's in Krillin's in the middle of 17 and Broly. I like this a lot more. I am so I don't want to say biased, but like I main the character. Like, he is literally my life and blood. So it's like I want to vouch for all of his strongest
aspects. So it's like it might seem like I'm rating him unfairly, but I promise you, I'm trying to be as honest as I can. Like, no cap, I'm trying to be as honest as I can. And like, what I value in Krillin, it's just like the other characters in this tier. It's just like, yeah, they're comparable, but it's like I really believe Krillin is so close to a meta character, which I will be making a video on. It's still in the works, but I am making a video on whether or not Krillin would be considered a meta character by what defines the meta and what the meta characters that, you know, define the meta we're in right now. So that's a video I'm working on, but right now we're talking about this tier list. But like, I firmly believe this. This is what I really believe. You can argue 17 is higher, and I won't fully disagree with you, but I really do think Krillin is literally on the cusp of meta. I think he's really close. I personally like Krillin here, even though it's probably objectively wrong, but from his A assist, his level 3 knockdown, his re-jumps, his meter gain, his special tag synergy, his destructo disc, being able to do 5 in a row. Like, Krillin just has so much stuff going for him that even the fact that he has stubby normals or his key blasts are overcommittal, like, they're small fry in comparison to what he brings to the table. I don't know. I like Krillin here. I'm just being honest. I honestly believe Krillin is this high. So. Whew. That actually took a lot out of me. Holy shit. And we're almost 4 hours in, and we still got so many characters to go through. Oh. There's some, actually, this is what I'll do. I'll start moving characters, and then the characters that I really wanted to discuss, I'll talk about them. But some of these are pretty obvious. I feel like there's no debate on these two being the best two in the game. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. Alright, so any characters in particular? Alright, so base Vegeta. Base Vegeta should be higher. I can agree, but here's the thing. For me, and I might be misinformed, I definitely do think base Vegeta is good, but I think he's power crept too. I think he got power crept hard by everybody else. Like, you know, he has a really good level 3. They nerfed his meter gain, so that's the thing. They nerfed his damage. It's particularly mid-screen they did. And the corner, because he can do disc combos, it kind of evens out. But his damage did take a hit. And I feel like Blue Vegeta, and the reason why I put these two together is because these two Vegetas essentially have the exact same role. And and this is just my opinion. I believe that Blue Vegeta does his role, but better. The only thing about base Vegeta I would argue is better is his A assist is more consistent, and base Vegeta probably is better overall synergetic wise with everybody else. But Blue Vegeta is like, his damage in my experience is higher. His meter gain is about the same. His straight hits hits harder than base Vegeta. Base Vegeta really needs clean hits in order to do really good damage. Whereas Blue Vegeta, he can get his optimal damage from pretty much any starter because of his different re-jumps and Rekka links and Big Bang attack setups. Like, his damage, in my experience, is just more consistent and higher than base Vegeta. Which is why I put these two together, because they're essentially the same character, but I just think Blue Vegeta is just better. You would drop Roshi and Yamcha a bit. I would not. I've played Roshi for a very long time. And yes, his beat assist did get nerfed, but this character, outside of probably Janemba and maybe Cooler, is one of the best matchup designed characters in Dragon Ball because of his Master Sleep, his electric shock surprise, and his 2-2 series, both being a low crush and an anti-air. His electric shock surprise being a aerial command grab, and his Master Sleep being basically invul to all key blasts. So like characters like Broly, Janemba, Beerus, like these characters literally cannot touch him in a lot of their setups. Like this character literally like knowledge checks like a good bit of characters. Like even like characters like Vegito and Labcoat that like to use Key Blast and like Split Finger Shot, like Roshi can deal with that. Like Roshi can deal with stuff like that. His damage is very consistent. His meter gain is fine. His assist, even though it got nerfed, it's still a good block stun assist. And plus he still has a beam. So even if you don't want to use Roshi B, you still have a beam assist. So it's like Roshi is probably like one of the better matchup specific characters in the roster. Yamcha should be niche. I don't think so. His damage is way more consistent and higher. And yeah, his neutral is weaker than most characters. The fact that they basically transitioned Yamcha from an anchor character to a point character, in my opinion. Yamcha on point is so good that I think that it bumps him out of niche tier. He is really good as a point character now. You can make the argument he's meta, but to me, Zamasu is not represented enough for my taste. He's definitely like, I think all the characters like from Zamasu to probably Tien could be considered meta. I agree with that. Like, I truly believe that the characters from Zamasu to Tien could be considered meta characters. I think they're that strong. But these characters are just that obscene that, like, there's a fine line between these guys. But if you want to argue that, like, Zamasu is here, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say you're objectively wrong. You can put Blue Goku up here, or 21, or 17. Like, you can put them up there, but, you know, it's not impossible. I was going to say he's meta. Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it. But to me, I think there's just a defined difference between Zamasu and Vegito, or Gogeta 4, or 18. Like, I feel like, first of all, they're way simpler than Zamasu by a long shot, especially Labcoat, Vegito, Gogeta, 18. You could argue that it takes a little bit of skill to learn Gogeta and Gohan, but not a lot, at least in comparison to Zamasu. So like, the ease of use is already there. Overall, their toolset is better, and they're much simpler to understand than Zamasu. So it's like, Zamasu probably has the best assist out of all of these characters besides Vegito, honestly. I think Zamasu A is stronger than probably all of them. besides Vegeta, eh? So like he's got that going for him. So like, you know, you can put him here, but I wouldn't. I just think there's a very fine line difference between these guys and these guys. But if you want to say, yeah, Zamasu's meta, or Blue Goku's meta, or 21 is still meta, like, I'm not gonna stop you. It's not wrong. It'd be different if you said, like, Hit was meta. And it's like, nigga, now you stretch it. Like, I don't know about that. Like, you gotta have to show me some real good evidence for that. But like Zamasu, Blueku, 21, Krillin, 17, Tien, like, I think these characters, you could definitely make an argument for them. And overall, I think I did pretty darn well. I know when I post this on Twitter or re-upload this as a YouTube video, I know the comments are gonna be on my ASS, but you know what? It's fine. Okay? It's fine. They can be mad. I am not remaking my list. I am not doing it, okay? I remade my list. Literally, the last time I did it was five months ago. And literally, the comments were in my ass so bad that I was like, damn, I gotta do another version of my tier list. And I literally did it within a week and a half. I am not doing that again. Okay? This is my final decision, and I don't care what anybody says, because this is my opinion, and I'm sticking with it, and that's it. Okay? I'm sticking with it. I'm going with my gut. Okay? I played this game for 5 years.